After years of anticipation and the amount of delays this movie has gotten, The Flash has finally been released, and I thought this movie was okay. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this isn't that much of a surprise to me. Just by judging the way the trailer looked, I thought it was going to be very mediocre. And Ezra Miller getting a ton of praise and support from Warner Brothers after the numerous amount of crimes they've committed really made it hard for me to try and differentiate the actor and the character. As much as I really tried to separate the two of them, I just couldn't find myself enjoying this movie. It's also worth noting that this is probably the ugliest looking movie I've seen all year. I've just been going on Twitter and just seeing a whole bunch of people complaining about the CGI, and I don't blame them not one bit. I swear, the CGI is on the same level as the Scorpion King from The Mummy 2. And that movie came out almost 22 years ago! And you know what's even funnier? Andy Muschietti claims that the reason why the CGI looks so wonky was because we were seeing the perspective of Barry's point of view while he's running. And that is just the biggest load of bullshit I've heard in a while. Listen, I can understand if you wanted to lie about your movie not having the best special effects, but making it seem like the audience doesn't know what they're talking about makes this whole thing hilarious to me. There have been speedsters shown on the silver screen. It's been done before, and it's been done better because it actually looks pretty cool. Take a look at Quicksilver or Makari, for example, from the Eternals movie. Their speed was showcased really well here. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Warner Brothers happened. Y'all had almost 10 years to give it your all with this Flash movie to at least look visually well, and I really don't want to hear it. I thought the concept is actually really interesting, but terribly executed. The dialogue was pretty meh, and the pacing was extremely rushed. It kind of makes this movie lack at giving the supporting characters any development or a personality. I felt like Michael Keaton showed up to get his paycheck and dipped. I can tell this guy didn't really give much of a shit to be here, since they really don't know what to do with Keaton's character, besides giving him some cool action sequences that I thought were actually pretty dope. I liked the dynamic between Barry 1 and 2 in this, but again, the special effects really threw me off. It's kind of crazy of me to say that Liv and Maddie, a Disney Channel show made for kids that showcases two twins, but the same actor, was done better than a Hollywood-owned blockbuster movie that has a significantly larger budget. I also really like Sasha Calle as Supergirl. I felt like she was underutilized a little, and I would love to see her play this character again. I can tell she is so devoted to the role, and she's probably the only actress here who is actually trying. Compared to all of the other performances here, including Ezra Miller, it felt pretty flat to me. Ezra Miller just doesn't feel like the Flash whatsoever. I don't think they ever have. They're too quirky in this role, and it makes me feel icky whenever we have that character who's all quirky and weird, and that's just their entire purpose. And everyone's always debating on who's the best Flash. Oh, is it Grant Gustin? Is it Ezra Miller? Is it John Wesley Shipp? Shut the fuck up. I'm just kind of sick and tired of that argument, and let's just like whatever we like. But me personally, I just didn't like Ezra Miller in this role. General Zod also makes a return to this after 10 years since Man of Steel came out. And as much as I like Michael Shannon as an actor, you can tell he did not give a shit for this role. I gotta give both Michaels credit here, since honestly, I would have done the same for a fat load of money. He's usually just talking slowly and walking around, but that's also because he doesn't have much screen time either. I'm not gonna act like his performance in the first Man of Steel movie was brilliant and iconic. It really was not. It was pretty funny. He's always screaming half the time in that movie, and honestly, I kind of love it. He's just batshit insane. I will find him! But I will say it was kind of disappointing that we didn't really get much of that anymore, and it didn't feel like the same Zod from Man of Steel. There was no care being put into this set production. The CGI really, and I mean really, starts to drop lower and lower in quality. You thought this shit was bad? Oh boy. It gets even worse. The fight sequences at the end take place in a deserted island with no good background involved, and it's all abandoned, which doesn't make me feel like I'm being put in this scene with the characters. Out of all of the sets you could have chosen, you guys decide to put in some generic deserted island with no one in it besides the Kryptonians, a Batman, and two Flashes. All in all, it just felt very empty all throughout the sequences. Now, this is a multiverse superhero movie, so I did want to mention how I felt by the fan service with their cameos. No spoilers, obviously. I know there's people out there who haven't seen it, so again, no spoilers will be talked about here. So how did I feel about the cameos? Well, they were kind of pointless and a little weird for some of the heroes that showed up. There are actors from past movies who do make a return here, but But they aren't alive, which brings me into my crucial point here with using CGI to bring back dead actors. It's pretty creepy and disrespectful from the way I see it, because it's basically ripping away the actor's likeness just to get our satisfaction from it. It's not really honoring the actor who passed away either. It's an insult. Oh, and mind you, Andy even claimed that he could literally put anyone else there. So why choose actors who aren't even alive anymore? This is Warner Brothers back at it, just to show once again, they don't care about this franchise, nor do they care about the DC property. The fact that early screeners who saw The Flash claimed it to be the best DC movie since The Dark Knight is amazing to me. My guys had Stephen King and Tom Cruise praising it, acting like it was the second coming of Jesus fucking Christ here. They really had to lie to everyone, acting like it was the greatest movie of all time, and then when it came out, it wasn't doing so hot, especially box office wise.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
Which further proves that I don't think we're gonna be getting a sequel anytime soon. Overall, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, but nor was it good. It's just a very bland superhero movie at the end of the day, and that's really all you're gonna get. I haven't really been in the best of moods lately, so I'm gonna be fair here and give The Flash a nice 5 out of 10. This movie was fucking ugly.